Hello students, welcome to Pathasala. Myself I am Saravanan, working as Assistant Professor at Kumarur College of Technology. Today we are going to discuss about the module Natural Finishing Agents. Introducing the module, Natural Finishing Agents is a kind of agents which is usually obtained from the natural sources. These includes heavily on antibacterial and antimicrobial finishes. Antimicrobial finishes usually it happens because of the medicinal plants. The medicinal plants with antimicrobial composition is effective in bringing out the herbal textiles. Great demand for antimicrobial textiles is based on eco-friendly agents which not only help to reduce effectively the ill effects associated due to microbial growth on textile materials, but also comply with statutory requirements imposed by the regulating agencies such as government and other norms. Recently there are a lot of attraction towards natural based herbs as an antimicrobial agents. The use of antimicrobials have been known for decades, but in recent couple of years many attempts have been made on finishing textiles with antimicrobial compounds extracted from the plant extracts. The comprehensive focus on the plant based natural dyes and other bioactive natural extract in textile coating as well as the antimicrobial finishing textiles has gained significant momentum. Several natural dyes obtained from plants exhibit strong antimicrobial properties, therefore coating or finishing techniques can be employed for the textile materials so that the bioactive plant extract can be transferred to the fabric surface through the different emerging technologies so that to arrive medical cloths. Owing to the demand of global consumer, the researchers try to find out new eco-friendly process through new plant extracts as a natural finishes that can be obtained from even animal extracts. The main advantage of these natural finishing agents are they are non-toxic, non-irritant, biodegradable, cost effective, easy availability. The clothing and the textile media are very suitable for growth of microorganisms. Hence, suppress the microorganisms is the primary function of antimicrobial finishing agents, and it is obtained through the natural agents. These microbes poses danger to both living and non-living matters. Thus, it is prime importance and significant focus is going on to develop the antimicrobial textiles. Apart from the antimicrobial textiles, for other properties the natural finishings are used, but it is not up to the mark as like the antimicrobial textiles. Still more innovations are going on in the flame retardant properties, self cleaning properties through natural finishing agents, but still it is under developing stage. Objective of the module. The module tries to elaborate on the natural finishes available for the textile materials. The following are the objectives. Objective number 1. Numerous descriptions about the natural finishing agents available for the textile surface are discussed in this module. Natural plants and type of plants available for with its unique benefits are also discussed, and they can be applied on the cotton fabric through conventional finishing process such as pad dry cure, coating, microencapsulation, etc. Especially the module covers on cyclodextrin and chitosan, an exceptional natural source among other plants and herbs are concentrated in depth because herbal finishing for cotton fabric and other fabrics are now developed by chitosan. And some of the common plant extracts used for developing antimicrobial textiles are aloe vera, neem, tulsi leaf, amla, clove, tea tree oil, eucalyptus oil, datura stramonium, Pongomia pinnata, Lantana camara, Calotropis procera, grapefruit seeds, Coptis chinensis roots, natural honey from Munaca and chestnut, even sericin from silkworm. These all natural agents can be used as dyes and pigments, and they are extracted from the plants, sometimes from insects and animals. They are rich chemically and contribute to controlling a variety of different diseases, infections and allergies arise from the microbes. Aloe vera and neem plants are rich chemical and have traditional and pharmaceutical properties. Now let us discuss about each natural plants, starting with clove. It belongs to a tree, Eugenia carpellata, is used as spice in almost all the world's fare. Bud oil of clove has natural behavior and the main properties include antioxidant, insecticidal, antifungal and antibacterial properties. It has a very major role in spice trade and it is highly appreciated for their therapeutic properties. The next one is ginger. It's a member of family Gingiberaceae, a small family with more than 40 genera and 800 species. Its scientific name is Gingiber officinella. Ginger has a wide range of actions on human body and is effective in the treatment of cataract, heart diseases, migraines, struck amenorrhea, athlete's foot, bursitis, chronic fatigue, even for cold, flu, coughs and depression. Ginger is also used for treatment of kidney stones and viral infections and to treat the inflammations. The next natural source is Thespesia populana. It's popularly a medicinal plant. It is used in the ancient texts of ethnic medicines. The plant is antibacterial, antiviral, wound healing, anti-cancer, anti-stereogenic activity and for dermatitis. It shows pharmacological activities like dermatitis, antisteroidic activity, cytotoxicity and superoxide anion generation by some naturally occurring quinines. It also has appreciable wound healing activity, antioxidant activity, antinociceptive and anti-inflammatory properties. It is also much valued for its diabetic activity, synergistic activity and anti-loser activity. Next comes to the cyclodextrin. Among all the natural sources, cyclodextrin plays a major role. It's a structure of 9 cone trunk structure with a cavity in its center. 9 inside of the cone hydrophobic, 9 outside of the cone hydrophilic together forms cyclodextrin that can retain hydrophobic molecules dispersed in aqueous solutions. Coming to the applications of cyclodextrin in pharmaceutical is used as a recipient of formulation because the drugs are often hydrophobic. In agro-food systems is used to taste the food of food. Introduction of flavored products. Coming to the textiles is used as antimicrobial, anti-odor products and perfumes. In case of cosmetics is used as perfumes. Cyclodextrin has found himself healthcare in a serious business. It's influenced by the practiced medical professionals. It improves the hygiene and prevents the disease and disease isolation. They are used mainly as antimicrobial because of new strains of bacteria and viruses poses threat and increasing the growing problems. This cyclodextrin suppresses those microorganisms and they have a wider area of activity against the bacteria. Textiles usually being vulnerable to microorganisms attack could be a cross-infectious and allergenic reactions. Cyclodextrin controls these things. Herbal treatments may control the pathogen development and improve the health condition. The herbal textile products mainly from cyclodextrin is by inclusion complexes for a longer time. Its property is used in textile industry to obtain products with applications in increasing wear comfort and realization of medical textiles. Still, there is a new applications of these complexes either by permanent fixation on textiles or by making them environmental friendly and increasing the performance of some process from the textile industry. Even they can be used for wastewater treatment. Before moving to the next plant, the flame retardant functionality was imported in the cellulosic textiles using spinach leaf juices. It's an eco-friendly natural product. The extracted juice was made alkaline and applied onto the bleach even for the mercerized cotton fabric reveals high flame retardant characteristics compared to the untreated cotton material. Coming to the next plant, chitin and chitosan. They are widely used in animals and fungi and are the basic polysaccharides. It's a major component of shells of crabs, shrimps and crayfish. Chitosan is a polycationic carboxylated polymer depending on the pH value of aqueous solutions. Is derived from natural sources. Chitosan is processed from crabs, sometimes shrimp paste from chitin through alkaline treatment and split off of acetyl groups. Other possible sources of chitosan are insect and fungal cuticula, but currently it is not used widely. Chitosan's chemical structure resembles that of cellulose bearing amino groups at carbon 2 of the glucose ring. Antimicrobial activity of chitosan against different groups of microorganisms such as bacteria and fungi has revealed its basic use, and in more recent years chitosan is much valued for its antibacterial property. Chitosans are by the use of non-physiological pH values performed to non-conclusive due to the use of poor characterization. New test methods have been introduced to investigate on the chitosan as an effective natural antimicrobial agent Chitosan can be applied on the fabric surface through coatings or conventional finishing with more realistic prospects. Even from fibers made from chitosan is also available in the market, but it's less recognized than the chitosan finishing agents. Chitosans are biocompatibility, non-toxicity, and they have the ability to improve the wound healing, and it is evaluated in a number of medical applications such as drug delivery systems, wound dressings, and hypocholesterolic agents. It also used for imparting high wrinkle recovery apart from the antimicrobial properties in compared to the chitin. Chitosan finishes provide better functionality to the fabric. Sometimes it increases the absorbency properties of the finished fabric, moisture control and wound healing promotion and biodegradable properties. The next one is neem. Neem is an evergreen tree of India, is one of the richest source of antimicrobial compound, mainly due to the methanolic extract gives the leaf green colors. The neem leaves yield glycerides of saturated and unsaturated fatty acids. The main fatty acids are oleic and stearic acids. Leaves mainly yield quercetin and nimbasterol as well as number of linoids. These neem have antifungal, antimalarial and antiviral properties. Medicinal effect derived from neem is effective against cough and breathing problems, skin diseases. Neem extracts have more than 300 active compounds such as azathioprine, salicylic, nimbin, which mainly for the medicinal activities. The next one is aloe vera. The aloe vera finishes are mainly for the skin care softening agents. It's to safeguard the skin with excellent moisture retaining properties. It is an important ingredient in cosmetic, medical and skin care preparation to exhibit excellent moisturizing properties for skin, resulting in enhanced skin texture and anti-wrinkle effect. Aloe vera leaf extracts can be prepared. It consists of 75 nutrients and 200 active compounds, including 20 minerals, 18 amino acids and 12 vitamins. Next one is tulasi. It's a kind of a Libitae family, consists of leaves Osimum santamum Linn. From ancient time onwards, tulasi leaves are much appreciated for antimicrobial, insecticidal, diaphoretic properties. Antimicrobial properties of tulasi leaf is much valued for the textile applications. The key chemical components of tulasi are ursolic acid, rosmarinic acid, oleanolic acid, eugenol, carvacrol, linalool and beta caryophyllene. It's mainly responsible for the antiviral and antibacterial properties. Potential application of following plants apart from the previously discussed, it's a new dimension for treatment as antioxidants, antifungal, anti-allergic, anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial. These are in the investigation stage and a much focus can be made on the following plants. These plants are aromatic. Extracts when applied as a finish to the textile materials can achieve fresh feel and fragrance in the finished materials. The aromatics in few of the following plant sources along with antimicrobial properties is a demand for the fragrance finish to the textile products. Syzygium cumini. It is one of the most popular edible fruit of India. Its immense range of properties like calcium, fair source of iron and good for diabetes, sore throats, indigestion, appetite loss, bronchitis, asthma, sometimes stomach aches and dysentery. The next one is Tamarindus indica. It is a most widely used Indian cushions. Almost all parts of the tree are useful. Again, it is also used for good source of vitamin B and vitamin C. It's effective against sore throats, ulcers, asthma, fever and rashes. Next one is Datura stramonium. It's obtained from the parts of plant considered poisonous and tastes bitter. It's much valued for its anesthetic, antispasmodic, hydrophytic property. It's used for sprains, muscle pains, cramps, even for snake bites, piles, cough, convulsions. Thus, they can be used in the nanofiber mat as a finishing agents. It's also used for hemorrhoids, fissures control and syphilitic swellings and other rectal diseases. Binca. It's a purgative, vermifuge, depurative, hemostatic, anti-cancer plant. It's also much valued for its antifungal and antiviral. The asthma, high blood pressure, demonorial, wasp stings, bee stings are the other characteristics of this plant. It's also used for the eye wash and toothache. The next one is Tecomastens. The entire plant can be used for treatment of diabetes. Its root, its leaf, everything consists of medicinal properties. Even its flowers and barks can be used for stomach pains. Eucalyptus camalduneus. The leaves and oils from this plant acts as a good source of antimicrobial and antibacterial properties. Sometimes it's anti-tubercellular also. It's suitable for lung diseases, gastrointestinal disorders, sore throat, and respiratory and urinary tract infections. Cassia angustifolia. It's a dysenteric and ophthalmic usage. It's used for tonic for women immediately after the delivery. It can be again used for the eye diseases internally and externally. Next one is Saraca indica. It's Ashok tree variety. It has got huge antimicrobial properties, mainly from antistringent, styptic, stomachic, febrile, and demulcent. It is used as a sedative. It's controlling the bleeding problems. It's also used for hemorrhoids, dysentery, and menstrual disorders. Its another heavy property is it can be used for depression, rheumatism, skin diseases, and urinary disorders. The next plant is Ricino communis. It's much valued for its antimicrobial, gastrointestinal tract, ulcers, wound healing, uterus problems, anal fissures, and moreover skin diseases and sores. The next one is Melia acidaraclin. It's another plant which is exclusively much valued for its antiseptic, stimulant, laxative properties. Is used for fevers, malaria, thirst, nausea, dysentery, and urinary infections. It can also be used for the skin related diseases also. The next one is Pongamia pennata caranch. It is much valued for its anti-inflammatory, anti-plasmodial, and anti-ulcer properties. They are used for different treatments such as bleeding piles, skin applications, cleaning of gums and teeth in the oral areas. The next one is Cassia. As like others, it's also much valued for its antimicrobial, inflammation properties. The antibacterial and burns, cancer treatment is upcoming in the medicinal fields. The skin diseases and abdominal pains can also be controlled by this plant. Next one is Hibiscus rosa sinensis. It is a very familiar plant. The leaves are much valued. It's mainly with the anti-inflammatory, anti-infectious property. It's sometimes used for the paralysis, fever, and mumps problems also. The roots of the Hibiscus rosa can be used for digestive and respiratory tract infections also. The next one is Tectocranidis. It's another plant mainly used for the cooling, laxative, antistringent, antibacterial, and anti-ulcer properties. It's also used for the swelling problems because of the heat inflammatory and heat wounds. The next one is Ocimum sanctum. The plant is a Hindu religion plant. It's much valued for its malaria resistant, dysentery resistant, asthma, fungal infections, rheumatic pains, paralysis, and coughs. Aloe barbadensis. It is another major medicinal plant with excellent properties such as aromatic, antitoxic, anti-cancer. It is used in the sore throat treatment, skin burns, scalds, wounds, etc. The next one is Emlica offinica. It's an amla plant. It's used for inflammation. Cancer properties is also good. It used to decreases the blood glucose levels. Apart from which, it's much valued for its renal diseases control. It's mainly because of its tannin content, and those can be used in fabric dyeing to enjoy the benefit of this plant. The next one is Raphonsu sativus. It's also much valued for its antibacterial, antifungal, collageal, stimulant properties. It is good for diarrhea related problems and stomach upsets. The next one is Ficus religiosa. It's much valued for its bleeding disorders control and gum diseases control. It's used for wound healing and also the gum diseases. It's sometimes used for the low back pains and digestive problems also. The next one is Emlica officinalis. It's valued for its acidic, astringent, purgative, mucilaginous, and demulcent properties. It's also used for the skin diseases, asthma, then cough problems. All these plants are mainly used for the antimicrobial properties, but apart from the antimicrobial properties, the other kind of investigations can also be done, but not with the conventional woven fabrics or knitted fabrics, but can be dealt with the nanofibrous mat produced by the electrospinning. All the natural finishing agents are mainly emphasized on the antimicrobial or antibacterial properties, whereas the other properties have not been commercially investigated by the investigators from all over the world. In summarizing the module, these herbal products applications on textile substance, it's a new concept. Even though the plants and the herbals are existing over the decade or even past 3 decades, 5 decades, but the conventional new concept of application of textile fabric is a renovation. It gives a new direction towards the treatment of various diseases through textile industry. Natural textile fibers are more susceptible to attack by the microbes than the synthetic fibers. At the same time, human skin supports the growth of those kind of bacteria, which leads to the necessity of antimicrobial or antibacterial finishes for the textile materials. The metabolic side products such as acidic and basic perspirations, urines are the characteristic of for the growth of the microbes on the cotton fabric and other textile media. The population exposition and the environmental pollution in the recent years forced many textile research agencies and industries to find new health and hygiene related products for the well-being of the human beings. Herbal textiles and clothing made from hand-woven fabrics or yarn fiber stage, mainly from the extracts of plants and herbs, are claimed to help cure diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure, asthma, arthritis, rheumatism, and also help boost the immunity. Herbal cloths are completely free of synthetic chemicals and toxic irritants, thus they are totally organic, sustainable and biodegradable. These herbal textiles increasing the demands and awareness for the eco-friendly products. At the same time, they may control the pathogen development and improvement in the health condition. Garment finishing techniques such as pad dry cure, wrinkle free and non-shrink can all be possible with the herbal finish. Keeping in mind the safety aspects of healthy lifestyle and hygiene lead to all these kind of natural finishing agents and herbal textile products.